What really happened on the plane carrying two BTS members, Taehyung and Jungkook? Why was the army all over the world suddenly silent, even crying, after the shocking news spread widely? A dramatic moment that no one could have imagined took place in the air and tore the hearts of many. The journey that was initially ordinary suddenly turns into a critical moment when Taehyung is seen covering his nose with his hands while looking down in an uncomfortable position. Some passengers sitting nearby began to show concern. But before anyone could react any further, Jungkook, who was beside him, stood up with panicked but quick eyes. Within seconds, he was already holding Taehyung's limp-looking body, nosebleeds. Witnesses said that blood could be seen flowing from Taehyung's nose, and the atmosphere in the cabin immediately became quiet. But the most shaking moment was when Jungkook, without thinking, picked up his best friend's body and carried him towards the front of the cabin, calling out to the flight crew in a firm but trembling voice. The flight attendants were seen in a hurry, carrying the P3K box and handling it as quickly as possible, while Jungkook did not take his hand off Taehyung's shoulder, even stroking his temple gently. It is not yet known exactly the cause of Taehyung's sudden condition, but some speculation began to appear. Is this due to extreme fatigue? Does cabin pressure trigger something more serious? Or is there an emotional pressure that has been hidden? ARMY also began to associate this event with their busy schedule lately, as well as rumors of mental pressure that have long been whispered behind the stage. To be sure, Jungkook's actions that night spoke more than 1,000 words. No doubt, no doubt. He shows it not just as a group mate, but as someone who really cares. Amidst the air pressure of thousands of feet above the ground, he was present as a figure that made many of the army's hearts melt. Seeing Jungkook like that, "I'm crying," one fan wrote on Twitter. "They're not just idols, they're brothers." And this moment proves it. Now, the army awaits official news from the agency. But one thing is undeniable. That moment in the night sky has become an emotional history that this fandom will remember forever. A real drama, unscripted, that takes place at altitude and instantly swooped into the hearts of millions of people as soon as the plane made an emergency landing at the nearest airport. Medics were already preparing to welcome. Taehyung was immediately evacuated on a light stretcher, but what was even more touching was when Jungkook remained by his side, looking down, grasping Taehyung's pale hand, and continuing to whisper something inaudible to the media crew, but captured on camera by another passenger who accidentally captured the moment. The atmosphere at the airport became tense. The officers tried to disperse the crowd, but some fans who happened to be at the scene claimed to see tears on Jungkook's face. Not explosive, not hysterical, but quietly running down her cheeks as she stared at Taehyung being taken to the ambulance car. What did he feel at the time? Fear of loss? Regrets? Or is it simply the pain of seeing someone who means so much to him or her in a state of weakness and helplessness? HYB has not yet given an official statement, but speculation continues to heat up. Some fans suspect this isn't the first time Taehyung has experienced similar symptoms. Some have suggested that he previously looked lethargic in one of the backstage photos of their last Japanese concert. Some even unpacked an old interview in which Taehyung vaguely said that he sometimes finds it hard to breathe when he is exhausted. But behind all the theories and analysis of netizens, one thing that is indisputable is the apparent emotional bond between Jungkook and Taehyung. Jungkook not only acted quickly as a professional, but also as a true friend. In the midst of the panic, she became a calming anchor, although herself clearly shaken. Armies from around the world are now filling social media with prayers, support, and hope for Taehyung's speedy recovery. Thousands of fans sent bouquets, food, and letters of support to the agency's office, hoping that good news would come soon. And that night, the world knew. Despite being above the clouds, true love and friendship never lose ground. The drama in the sky, which was initially frightening, actually opened the eyes of all of us that behind the stage lights, they were still human, fragile, strong, and unusually in love with each other. Hours after the incident, the latest news began to emerge from an unnamed inside source. According to him, Taehyung is in stable condition and is undergoing medical observation at a nearby hospital. He said he had severe nosebleeds that were thought to have been triggered by a combination of air pressure, fatigue, and decreased immunity due to a busy schedule over the past few weeks. But what caught the most attention was not only his physical condition, but Jungkook's inner mood after the incident. A staff member at the scene said Jungkook refused to go home and chose to stay at the hospital. He was even seen accompanying Taehyung in the treatment room, sitting on a bedside chair while wearing an oversized hoodie, face covered in a mask, but his eyes couldn't hide the anxiety. He doesn't talk much. Just said, "I'll wait until he wakes up," the source said softly. Tears not only came from fans, but also from the crew who witnessed firsthand how Jungkook looked after his best friend without pause. Many could not hold back tears when they saw a world superstar sitting in silence, holding the hand of his best friend, and not caring about the camera, status, or time. There is only sincere concern and unconditional love. The next morning, a handwritten piece of paper is found next to Taehyung's bed. The writing was just one short sentence that was thought to come from Jungkook. "Hyung, get some rest. I'll take care of you, just like you took care of me." The phrase instantly spread widely on the internet, touching the hearts of millions of people. The army flooded the post with heartwarming messages, many revealing that they had never felt so close to the artists they idolized. Some even claimed to be inspired to pay more attention to the health of those closest to themselves. The drama that happened in the sky is now transformed into a real lesson about caring, loyalty, and affection that is not made up. To date, the HYB side has still not given an official press conference. But the public hopes that in the near future, Taehyung will appear on social media, even if only with a small smile or a short photo, to calm the hearts of his fans who are incessantly praying for his recovery. Meanwhile, Jungkook remained silent. No applause, no statements. But everyone knows his silence at this moment is not because he is avoiding, but because he is guarding. Caring for someone who for him is not just a group mate, but a part of his own heart. Did I end that silence? We all prayed. For Taehyung to get well soon. For Jungkook to stay strong. And for their friendship to always be eternal. Even in the midst of storms, even at thousands of feet, even when the world is watching, or even when the world is not.